Welcome my students, welcome to my today's topic. Today we will be discussing on factors and multiples. So get into the lesson. Suppose your father has bought a basket of mangoes for you, okay? Now you found that there are 12 mangoes inside the basket. Now you think that your sister told you to arrange all those mangoes in a way where everybody will get the same number of mangoes. Okay, so how many ways can you arrange the mangoes? You are having 12 mangoes. Now you want to arrange the mangoes in many ways. So let's look. Suppose you want to give all your mangoes to your sister. Okay, so your sister will get all 12 mangoes. Okay, so you can say that you will arrange all mangoes in a line. Okay, now suppose you want to give all the mangoes to your friend. Suppose you are having two friends. Okay, so now you have to equally distribute to the friends. Then you have to keep 6 mangoes each in 2 rows. Yes, for 2 friends. 6 on the first row and 6 in the second row. So here it is 2 into 6. Here it is 12 mangoes. Okay. Now if again you want to give equal mangoes to 3 of your friends, then you have to keep 4 mangoes in each of 3 rows here. Yes, that means here you are having 3 rows with 4 mangoes, 3 into 4. Okay, so we got the arrangement of mangoes here. Like for the first one it is 1 into 12, next is 2 into 6, and next one is 3 into 4. Okay, so all the arrangement we can do for 12 mangoes. Okay, when we want to distribute all these mangoes to your friend equally. So here you can see that every time we are getting the result 12, because every time you are trying to distribute 12 mangoes. Okay, so here all the numbers we are having are the factors of 12: 1, 12, 2, 6, 3 and 4. Okay, so the question is now, what is the factor? Actually, a factor of a number is another number which divides the number completely without any remainder. Let's talk about it. Suppose I am taking a number, suppose 15. Now if I divide 15 by 2, so we are getting 7 here. So 1 is remainder here. So we cannot say 2 is a factor of 15. It is not a factor of 15. But if we divide 15 by 3, then we will have the quotient 5, result 5. That means there is no remainder. Okay, so when there is no remainder, then you can say that 15 has two factors, 3 and 5. Okay, because if we divide 15 by 3, we will have no remainder. If we divide 15 by 3, so here it is 5, here it is 15 and no remainder. So you can say that 3 is a factor of 15, and also as 3 multiplying with 5 gives no remainder, so 5 also is a factor of 15. So that means the simple rule is that a factor of a number is another number which divides the number completely without any remainder. So where suppose 12 we are dividing by 3, so here is no remainder, so we can easily say that 3 is the factor of 12, and also we can do the same thing for 4. Okay. Now one thing you have to know very well, that 1 is a factor of every number. Okay, you have to remind this. So if we are talking about the properties of factors, the first one is 1 is a factor of every number. That means every number is divisible, exactly divisible by 1. Okay, so 1 is the common factor of every number. Next one is every number is a factor of itself. That means every number is a factor of itself. Suppose 15. If we divide 15 by 1, so already we know all numbers are exactly divisible by 1. So 1 is a factor of every number. And also here you can see that if I take 15 and we divide 15 by the number itself, then also you are getting the remainder 0. Yes. So one thing we can say that every number, here the number is 15, every number is a factor of itself. Okay, because if we divide the number with the same number, then we will have the remainder 0. So we are having two properties of factors. Number 1 is a factor of every number, and number 2 is every number is a factor of itself. Okay. Now the next question is how to find the factors. We can find the factors by multiplication method or by division method. Okay, got it? We will be doing with some examples later on. Okay, so stay here. Now we will be doing the divisibility test. The first one is test of number 1. So as 1 is a factor for every number, so all numbers are divisible by 1. Okay, because it gives us remainder as 0. Okay, so it is the simple divisibility test of the number 1. Next one is test of number 2. The rule is all the numbers with 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 in the place, that means ones place, are divisible by 2. Okay, so if I take an example simple, you can take, suppose I am taking 36 the number. Okay, and look at the ones place number, it is 6, and in the rule already written that if in the ones place we are having the number 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, so the whole number is divisible by 2. So as here in the ones place the number is 6, so we can say that 36 is divisible by 2. We don't need to divide the number, just checking the rule we can say that. Okay, so if we take another, suppose I am taking 42, is it divisible by 2? Yes, because at ones place we are having 2, so the number 42 is exactly divisible by 2, we can say. Got it? Got it? So we have to check ones place. If in the ones place we are having 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, then we can say that the number is divisible by 2. So it is the divisibility test of the number 2. Next one is divisibility test of the number 3. If the sum of the digits of the number is divisible by 3, then the number is divisible by 3. It is the rule. Let's take a simple example. Suppose I am taking 12. Is it divisible by 3? Then we have to check that. Here the number is 12 and the digits are 1 and 2. So we have to sum the digits. So we are getting 3. Now we have to divide the result. Yes, 3 is divisible by 3. So we can say that the number 12 is divisible by 3. Again, I am taking another. Suppose I am taking 165, the number. Is this number divisible by 3? What is the rule? At first we have to sum all the digits here in the number. So we are getting here 12. Okay. So now try to divide this number by 3. 12 is divisible by 3. Yes. So if this number is divisible by 3, then we can say that 165, the number, is divisible by 3. Okay. Got it? So to check the divisibility test of the number 3, we have to add all the digits in the number and check if the result of the sum is divisible by 3 or not. If it is divisible by 3, then we can say easily the number is divisible by 3. Okay. Next one is 4. A number is divisible by 4 if the number formed by last 2 digits, that means in ones place digit and in tens place digit, is divisible by 4 or not. Okay. So suppose I am taking one number, suppose 156. Okay. So to check the divisibility test, we have to take the first digit, that means the ones place digit, and then the second position digit, that means tens place digit. So here the digits for tens place 5 and ones place, that is 6. Okay. Now check this number is divisible by 4 or not. Okay. So if we divide it, we can say easily okay. So we can say that 56 is exactly divisible by 4. Then we can say that 156 is divisible by 4. Okay. So the rule is we have to check the last 2 digit, ones place digit and tens place digit. Okay. If this number is divisible by 4, then we can say that whole number is divisible by 4. Like suppose I am taking 1716. So to check the divisibility test of 4, we have to take last 2 digit. Here it is 16, and we know 16, that means 16, is divisible by 4. Then we can say exactly that 1716, that means 1716, the number is divisible by 4. Okay. Next is test of number 5. A number is divisible by 5 if the digits in its one place is either 0 or 5. Okay, either 0 or 5. Okay, so if I take this number and check this now, is this number is divisible by 5, we have to look at the ones place digit. Here it is 0, so we can say easily it is divisible by 5. If I take another number, suppose 1360, is it divisible by 5? Yes, at ones place it is 0, so it is exactly divisible by 5. Okay, so by checking this, we can easily say the divisibility test. Okay, check the divisibility test, and we can say that is it divisible or not. We don't need to divide the whole number. Okay. Now if I take another number, suppose 1775, is this number is divisible by 5? Yes, at ones place it is 5. So we have to check at ones place, is it 0 or 5? If we are having 0 at ones place, then the number is divisible by 5, and also if ones place the digit is 5, then easily we can say that the number is divisible by 5. Okay, so 1775 is divisible by 5. Now it is divisibility test for number 6. The number should be divisible by 2 and 3 both to test the number 6, because 2 into 3 equal to 6. Okay, that means if the number is divisible by 2 and 3 both, then the number is divisible by 6, we can say. Okay, so let's take an example. Suppose I am taking the number that is 36. Is it divisible by 6? How can we check? If this number is divisible by 2 and if this number is divisible by 3 both, then we can say it is divisible by 6. Okay, now we know that if at ones place the digit is 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, then it is divisible by 2. So that means it is divisible by 2. We have checked. Another one, 36. So to check the divisibility test of 3, we have to add the digits. So 6 plus 3, that is 9, and 9 is divisible by 3. That means 36 is divisible by 2 and 3 both. That means it is exactly divisible by 6 also. Okay, very good. Next is divisibility test of number 7. It is very important, so look it very carefully. At first we have to double the digit in ones place and then subtract the number from the number formed by the rest of the digits. If the number thus obtained is divisible by 7, then we can say that the given number is divisible by 7. Okay, suppose I am taking one example, 497. Is it divisible by 7? The first rule is we have to double the digit at ones place. So here it is 7. So 7 into 2, we have to double it, that is 14. Okay. Now we have to form the number by taking the rest digits. So what are the rest digits? 49. Okay. Now we are taking the number 49 because 4 and 9 are the rest digits. So the number formed by the rest of the digits here is 49. Now we have to subtract 14 from the 49. Okay, because we have to subtract the number from the number formed by the rest of the digits. So here we are getting 35. Now check 35 is divisible by 7 or not. So if we divide 35 by 7, it is exactly divisible because 5 into 7 equal to 37. So 37 is divisible by 7. So we can say that this number, 3-digit number, that is 497, is exactly divisible by 7. Okay. Now the next is test of number 8. Okay, so a number is divisible by 8 if the number formed by the last 3 digits, that means ones place, tens place and 100 place, is divisible by 8. And you have to remind that this is applicable for 3-digit number and above. But when we are talking about 2-digit number, we have to divide this number by 2 and 4 both. Okay, so now check it. Suppose I am taking a number 64. So it is 2-digit number. For 2-digit number, the rule is we have to divide 64 by 2 and 4. If this number is divisible by 4 and 2 both, then we can say that this number is divisible by 8, because 2 and 4 are the factors of 8. Okay, so the number is, if the number is divisible by 2 and 4 both, then we can say that this number is divisible by 8 for 2-digit number. But if we take 3-digit number or more, suppose we are taking the number 4-digit number, that is here 2088. Okay, now if we want to check this number for divisibility test of number 8, then we have to take last 3 digits, that means tens place number, ones place, that means 1 place number, tens place number and 100 place number. So the number is here 088. Now we can write this number as 88. Okay, because 0 before the number is negligible. Okay, we can omit it, neglect it. Okay, so here the number formed by the digits is 88. Now check 88 is divisible by 8 or not. Yes, 88 is divisible by 8. If we divide 88 by 8, we can easily get the remainder 0. Okay, that means 88 is exactly divisible by 8. Okay, so by applying this process, you can check the divisibility test of the number 8. So that means we are having two rules to test the divisibility test of number 8. One, if the number is formed by 2 digit, that means if we are having 2-digit number, then we have to check that if this number is divisible by 2 and 4 both or not. If the number is divisible by 2 and 4 both, then we can say this number is divisible by 8. And if we are having the 3-digit number or 4-digit number or above, then we have to check that we have to take last 3 digit, that means 1's place digit, 10's place digit and 100 place digit, and we have to divide this number by 8. If it is divisible by 8, then we can say this number is divisible by 8 whole number. So this is applicable for 3-digit number or above. So remember all these rules. Now we are checking the divisibility test of number 9. A number is divisible by 9 if the sum of its digits is divisible by 9. Okay, so suppose I am taking a number 18. Is it divisible by 9? How to check? We have to add the digit and we have to divide the result by 9. If it is divisible, then you can say that the number is divisible. Okay, so if I take another number, suppose I am taking another number 450. Now add those digits 450, so we are getting 9. We know 9 is divisible by 9, so we can say that 450 is divisible by 9. If we take another number, suppose 6543, so we have to add those numbers. If we add those numbers, we are getting 18. So 18 is divisible by 9, then we can say that the whole number 6543 is divisible by 9. Okay. Next is divisible test of number 10. It is very simple. If any number with 0 in its place, 1's place, then it is divisible by 10. Okay. So to check the divisibility test of the number 10, we have to look at 1's place. If it is 0 at 1's place, then it is divisible by 10. So 30 is divisible by 10. If we take another number, suppose 3510, is it divisible by 10? We have to look at 1's place. So here it is 0. So if this digit is 0 at 1's place or at the first place, then we can say that this number 3510 is divisible by 10. Next is divisibility test of the number 11. The rule is, if the difference between the sum of the digits in the odd and even places is 0 or a multiple of 11, then the given number is divisible by 11. Okay. So here you can see that if the difference, the sum of the digits in the odd and even places. Okay. Now we have to look. Suppose I am having a number that is 1 2 1. So it is the first position, it is the second, it is the third. Okay. And so on. So 1 3 5, all these are the odd places, and 2 4 6, all these are the even places. Okay. Now if you do the sum of digits in one place, here it is 1 plus 1, because we know these are the odd places. So here the number of odd places are 1, and here also 1, so we are getting 2. And what is the digit in even places? Here it is 2, because it is the second position, it is in the second position, so it is 2. If we now do the difference, so we are getting the result for odd places is 2 and even places also 2. So if we subtract this number, then we are having the difference 0. So if this difference is 0 or multiple of 11, that means 22, 33, 44, multiple of 11, then we can say that this number 1 to 1 is divided by 11. It is divisible by 11. It is divisible by 11. So if we take example, suppose I am taking 3 4 6 9 4. So it is the first place, it is the second, sorry, it is the second, it is the third place, it is the fourth place, it is the fifth place. Okay. So what are the odd places? 1 3 and 5. So at first we have to add all the at first we have to add all the odd places number. So what will be 3 plus 6 plus 5? So what will be the result? 6 plus 3 9, 9 plus 5, that is 14. And then we have to add all the even places. So we have to take second place number and fourth place number, because second, fourth are the even places number. So here it is 4 and 9. So 4 plus 9 is equal to 13. Now we have to subtract this number from this number. So 14 minus 13, we are having 1. As the result here is 1, so it is, we can say easily that the number 34694 is not divisible by 11. Okay, because here the number should be 0 or multiple of 11. Okay, So by applying this method, you can check the divisibility test of the number 11. Okay, so at first we have to make the position, then we have to take odd numbers and even numbers. Odd means the number which is not divided by 2, and even means the place which is divided by 2. Okay, got it? Now we will be trying to find out all the possible factors of the following numbers. So here the number is 64 and we have to find out the possible factors here. So here the number is 64. We know to find out the factors we can either use the multiplication rule or division rule. If we do the division rule, so you have to divide 64 by the number from 1 to 10. So if we divide 1 by 1, so 64 is divided by 1 exactly. So 1 is the factor. 64 by 2, so here the last digit is 4, so it is divisible by 2. So 2 also is a factor of 64. Okay, so if I divide 64 by 1, we are getting the remainder 0. So here we are getting two factors, 1 and 64. Okay, if we divide 64 by 2, we are getting 32 here. Okay, that means we are having another two factors of 64, 2 and 32. Okay, again if we divide 64 by 3, then we will have the remainder. Okay, so we can say that 3 is not a factor of 64. Again if we divide 64 by 4, then we will have the remainder 0 and we are getting the number here, that is 16. Okay, that means here we are getting another factors of 64, 4 and 16. Okay, 4 and 16. Again if we divide 64 by 5, we get that it is not divisible by 5. Then again if we divide 64 by 6, we can check that 64 is not divided by 6, so 6 is not a factor. Then again if we divide 64 by 7, we will have remainder, that means 7 is a not factor of 64. Now again if we divide 64 by 8, we will have no remainder, so that means we are having another factor, that is 8. Okay, here we are on the both hand it is 8 and here also in the quotient it is 8, so we have to take 1 for the same number, so we are getting another factor, that is 8. Again we have to divide 64 by 9, so we will get 9 is not a factor of 64 because there is a remainder, and then 10, so it is not also the factor of 64. So what are the factors we are getting now? 1, 64, 2, 32, 4, 16 and 8. Okay, so all these are the factors of 64.